morning, everybody. Today on day 3 we are going to get back into the corn. We just had 2 0-acre days where one day we went to the farm science review, looked around, spent the whole day up there, and the next day we spent the day doing some work on some equipment and getting another grain facility ready to dump corn into. We're going to move to that farm. We got about 50 acres of top ground that I think will be ready, and then we'll probably try another field depending on what time it is when we get done. Hopefully everything will run smooth. We got a little bit of work we got to do on that grain facility just yet this morning, but that should only take a couple hours, and hopefully we'll be started about 10, 11 o'clock, but we'll see how everything goes. There's only 3 of us today. There'll probably be some truck backups because of it, just because with corn it's hard to keep up, but yeah, like I said, we should get started here soon, so hopefully everything runs good. I said earlier that we had some stuff we had to do to this grain facility before we could dump corn in it. The main task we got this morning is to check all the leg buckets, which are, that's what the inside of the grain leg looks like. These buckets carry the grain to the top. Hold on, George. And we carry the grain to the top, and then we can tell which grain bin to go to, but we got to go through and tighten each one of these bolts just to make sure none of them come off and not load it down with corn. That would be a bad situation. George is down here manually spinning the leg, and I'll be up here tightening all the bolts. It's not a hard job, but it takes about an hour, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's definitely something that's got to be done.
Be saying that dirty word on QVC.
QVC. Well, we got the leg checked, didn't have any loose buckets, so that was good. We got the dryer all greased up, it's ready to go. Now we just got to sweep out this bin, and I think we'll be ready to dump corn. Dad's got to do a little bit of work on his corn head, and then we'll probably eat some lunch and get after it. Well, we had a mild delay. My wife had her keys stolen in town, so had to go take care of that. Moving the trucks to the field now, and should be getting started here in the next few minutes. It's still fairly early in the day, so we should be able to get done. I want to try to get done for the night. Folding corn head's a heck of a time saver. go ahead and get the grain cart with George, ride around him for a little bit. That turns out he's got enough to get me a load, so I'm gonna go dump this truck and get the dryer fired up. So this grain facility, our biggest holdup is we can't dump trucks very fast, and we don't have a lot of wet storage space. This place was built in 1974 when combines were only shelling around 500 bushel an hour. Now they shell 4,000 bushels an hour. So at the time, it was a state-of-the-art facility. Up there is the wet tanks that feed the dryer. At the other facility, we have 25,000 bushel wet storage. At this facility, we have 3,600. So it's definitely a hold up, but that's why we got a lot of trucks, I guess. On top of not having much wet storage, the dryer of this facility is also from 1974. Still works pretty good, but the ability to dry large volumes of grain in a quick, efficient manner is not very good. We can only dry around 400 bushel an hour here. So with the dryer being so slow and us not having that much wet storage, what we will do is we will use one of the bins, one of these big bins, as a wet storage bin like we do at the other facility. And by doing that, that does give us the ability to run about all day before catching the dryer. That gives us about 15,000 bushel wet storage, so as long as we dry the whole time, we typically run a good day, but then the next day we got to spend feeding the dryer. So what we'll usually do is run at this place, fill up the wet storage, and move to the other farm, and have someone come over here and keep the wet tanks full so they can dry all day. And it generally balances out pretty well. Between that and switching between corn and beans, it's not as big of a deal as it used to be. Before we started doing that, it was a real pain in the butt. You just have to load all the trucks, dump them throughout the day when you could, load them again at night, dump them all night, but it is what it is. The place still runs pretty good. The dryer still works pretty well, and just hasn't been updated yet. A little bit of how this facility is set up. All the loaders and unloaders are on push buttons right here on this panel. All easy to reach, easy to get to. Lights right here, that's how you know the level of your moisture, or level of your wet bin. When all the lights are out, the bins are full, you shut it off. So like there's 2 wet bins, so when this one's getting full, I'll switch to that one. And usually you can dump about 4 trucks by the time you run it through the dryer and everything. A little bit on how that's set up. Like I said, this place was state-of-the-art when it was built. It's still pretty darn nice, but it's just kind of small now for the size of modern machinery. Another big holdup about this grain facility is that this dryer back here is what's called a batch dryer. The other one is called a continuous flow dryer. What that means is that I think that dryer holds 350 bushel. It all dumps into the dryer at one time. All that corn stays there the whole cycle. Heats it up for a set amount of time and then cools it out for a set amount of time, and then it uses the leg, take it all the way up in the air to that round thing right there. That round thing's called the distributor or the consigner, and it tells it which one of those pipes to go to. Each one of those pipes goes to the grain bin that I tell it to go to. The only problem with that is that leg is also what we dump the trucks into. So right now the dryer is done drying, but I cannot dump it because I'm trying to dump this truck. It just makes for a kind of a bottleneck. What I'll probably do is, once this truck is empty, I'll go ahead and dump the dryer while I'm going to get the next truck, and it should be just about done by the time I get back. The dryer over at the other facility, like I said, it's called a continuous flow dryer. Grain is constantly going in and going out of that dryer. Makes it much more efficient, much more speedy. It uses what's called an air system instead of a grain leg to put the grain to the bin of I-Pellet 2, which is also more efficient. And we do not use the air to unload the truck, so that's how it's able to run constantly. Those pipes right there that feed this into the dryer are plugged up. Now, the dryer was still feeding from this side, but whenever it would get almost loaded with new corn, it wouldn't have enough. That would shut off, which is supposed to, and this is supposed to finish filling it. Well, this is plugged up, so it's not finished filling it. And yeah, now when that happens, the dryer times out because it thinks it's out of grain, which it's not, so gotta try to get that fixed so it can dry all night. This is the pipes that are plugged that I was talking about. Looks like there might just be some old crusty grain in there. Pull this away, there's some new grain. So that's good. I'm waiting on the dryer. I'm gonna run home and get some dinner. Then I'll come back and dump what trucks I can and make sure everything's gonna run around the dryer, and hopefully we can get everything unloaded or close to it. Probably take a few hours, but we'll see. Hopefully everything's running okay over there. Well guys, we're finally able to dump a couple more trucks. Doesn't look like we're gonna get all of them dumped tonight. We'll probably be able to get 2 more, and then we'll have 1 more truck in the grain cart to unload first thing in the morning. So we'll already be a little bit behind tomorrow, but hopefully we'll be able to put some dry or wet corn in the larger bin. But I think we're moving farms after about midday tomorrow. Probably move back to the other grain facility, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. We'll go ahead and get these other 2 trucks dumped. Sitting out here dumping trucks, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. That's not how this usually goes. I'm ready for the cold weather, dang it. a wrap for day 3. I've got all the trucks dumped that I can dump. So we're just going to have to wait on the dryer again. I'll probably be over here first thing in the morning to finish dumping these and figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to stay on this farm or go back to the other facility, but we'll just have to see what tomorrow brings. I'd say day 3 was a success. Everything ran good. It's always good on the first day when the you get the dryer started and everything's running all right. So all in all, not a bad day.